Hello, my sexy muffins, and welcome back to another video. In this video, one sec, let me wipe away my allergy tears. Okay, anyways, in this video, we are doing the next part of their baby mama, which is Yandere Asmodeus and Yandere Fizzarelli. This is part 3, and it is the first Father Day special of the week. Doo doo. So that is what we are going to be doing. Now, a disclaimer, Fizzarelli and Asmodeus are a couple in canon, and they are not Yandere in canon. This is just for fun and not to be taken seriously at all. Submit for fictional characters and yanderes is fine. Just do not be illegal or gross about it, and remember to separate fiction from reality and headcanon from canon. Thank you. Now let's get on to business. Now let's get on to business. So, no, wait, I forgot to summarize. So basically, this is where we left off is that Katie Killjoy reported on you having the baby is of Ozzie and Fizzarelli. And you have, well, a split uterus. And you are pregnant with both Osmodeus and Fizzarelli at the same time. Separate pregnancies. A split uterus is where there's a wall and your regular uterus, and you have basically two uteruses because of that wall. Anyways, that is that. So we are going on with that where you have two babies. And now it is time to get on to business. All right. All right. So let's do this. So, yes, that's what we're doing. Okay. Sorry, I had to collect my thoughts. I have not gotten any sleep yesterday. During the day, I got 6 hours. So I have gotten sleep in the last 24 hours. But still. Anyways, let's do this. It was time for you to go for your first doctor's appointment to the hospital and such for your pregnancy. And Osmodeus and Fizzarelli were coming. Of course, it was in the sloth ring. So Osmodeus got the best deals from the king of the sloth ring, him or herself. I don't know if it's a male or female. Don't judge me. And they wanted to make sure that you were well taken care of. It was also Father's Day, so Osmodeus was wondering if it was able to see how many babies are inside you at this current time, and maybe even see the gender, though he thinks it might be too early for that. So you guys get into the limo, and Osmodeus is holding you on your lap. You look like you were going to puke because you were having morning sickness, and you could not eat anything this morning because everything smelled as if Fizzarelli cooked. He did not cook, but that's how bad it smelled to you. Like the eggs were just revolting. And Osmodeus was worried, so he got you a sleeve of crackers and some ginger ale. Or Sprite, if you prefer Sprite. Hell, Sprite at least. Anyways. Anyways, you were sitting there munching on crackers slowly and sipping on the slightest drink that you could to make sure you did upchuck again. Fizzarelli was looking over the list. Okay, so we have to think of baby names, and if they're a boy or a girl, or if they're a girl, or if it's a boy, or if it's a boy and a girl and a boy. Fizzarelli was trying to plan everything and had his glasses on, going over a very long scroll-like list. Fizzarelli will be fine, you tell him, and pats his hand. We'll be fine. Just shush. You tell him, and he chuckles. I'm sorry, your name. I just really want our babies or baby to be okay. They did not know fully if who was the father and such. And they were concerned, and that was also a test they were going to be running as well. So they were very, very eager for this. Once they made it to the slaughtering, and you got out of the car with Osmodeus carrying you like a doll almost, and Fizzarelli walking quickly with Osmodeus, and they got sent right away to a VIP room. You were sat down on the bed and groaned as you would have to put your legs up in the stirrups. It is horrendous that I have to do this, you say, feeling a bit better now that you got some crackers and drink in you. I hate these stirrups. They were clearly built by a man. you say, and Fizzarelli nodded his head. I'm sure they were, sweetie. He pats your hand lovingly and kisses your cheek. Now, we got to go over what we're going to do. If it is a male doctor, we got to make sure that he does not do too much with your lady bits. And also that if it is a female doctor, that they are not going to say that you have to satisfy us. And he went on and on about all the things that could go wrong. He was worrying, so he was over planning everything. Ozzy looks at him. Fizz, it's okay. It's just a checkup. It's not the end of the world. Fizzarelli pouts but understands why, and they sat down as the doctor came in. It was a female, which made Fizzarelli feel a bit better. Okay, your name, she says. It's time for us to check how the babies are doing, check if everything's good down south, and also you wanted to run a few tests to see the genders, possibly see the genders of the babies if we can see it on the ultrasound, and also if you want to run DNA tests to see if whose are the fathers. You nodded your head and she smiled. Okie dokie, let's get on to it. So first I'm going to be putting the speculum, whatever it's called, I think it's the speculum, and inside you just to make sure everything's okay. Huh. What does mean, you ask, as she does it and it was a bit uncomfortable. I'm gonna have to do an ultrasound real quick, she says. And she put the uh, gel on your tummy. This will be cold. Ah! You could have given me a more warning than that, you say, as she rubs the gel in and then starts going. That is interesting, she says. What's interesting, you ask? Well, it looks like one baby is about 2 weeks farther along than the other. What do you mean by that? Is it just growing faster by different pregnancy rates? No. You see here? That's a wall for your uterus, but it's in the middle of your uterus where your uterus is supposed to be. And it's the same size. So I believe you have a double uterus, she says. What, you say? Yes, and a double uterus is where you can get pregnant in one uterus at a time, and then later on, you can accidentally get pregnant in another uterus at a time. Since this is the case, we're going to have to do a DNA test for both of them because of, well, you could have multiple fathers because in this situation you can get impregnated by different men, not just with twins and stuff, but also with the whole situation of two separate pregnancies. You nodded your head. It made sense, but now you were a bit worried. Would this affect your pregnancy? It only will affect if, dependent if, like, one is from your imp partner or if the other one is from Osmodeus, sir. Because if that's the case and they're two separate, twins is one thing because there's room, but there is difficulty with uh, having double uterus since if one baby is farther along and larger than the other pregnancy, it can cause you to give premature birth to the other one. You swallowed hard. That was terrifying. Oh God, that was terrifying. We'll run some tests and I will get you the right information that you need. And I will give you my card if you have any things you need to talk about, dads or papas or whatever you would like to be called. Is there anything you have questions about? She asked, turning her attention. Asmodeus had questions and wanted all the literature and recommended literature to learn about this to make sure that his partner, you, were safe. Fizzarelli was squeezing your hand so tight it hurt a bit. Ow, Fizz! You say, and he looks at you. Oh, sorry, your name, he says, and then kisses your hand. I am sorry, I know you're worried, you say, and squeeze his hand back. It's okay, we'll make it through this. The babies will be fine. And so the tests were ran, and you would get the results back in 3 to 4 business days, or faster if the labs were rushed. It depends on how much the workers valued their lives, apparently. As soon as that was over, you were allowed to get dressed out of the terrible hospital gown and go. leave with Osmodeus and Fizzarelli. As soon as you guys got home, there was a voicemail with the results, and the results were that yes, each of them were a father, and it looks like that Osmodeus was in an egg. His baby was in an egg, so they couldn't tell the sex of the egg yet, and it would look like that we would have to do a C-section for the egg itself, because if you tried to deliver that when it's time to lay the egg, it might cause issues with, well, with giving birth to the baby, it might cause a miscarriage. So they said that they would monitor you and they would call you for your next appointments. You were a bit worried about a C section, and Osmodeus was worried as well. Not just for the baby's sake, but also for his other baby's sake, which so far looked to be a girl, but could develop to a boy, because basically all babies started out as girls. It was too early to tell that the imp would stay a girl or not. Everything was complicated, and it was very, very risky right now. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this, and if you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see. I had to go into detail about all this stuff because it was a good plot relevance, but also to explain what double uterus is, because Osmodeus is part of the Goetia family, and that means he's definitely probably has eggs as kids if he were to have eggs and such. So that means you would probably get impregnated and have an egg yourself. So that's where that is. The egg's gonna develop inside of you, and then you're gonna have to hatch at a point like stimulating birth. But since the egg has to be outside of you for some time with heat and stuff to hatch properly, that means it'll that means it, you'll have to have that first, so to protect the other baby from being born prematurely or even miscarriage, or stillborn, that the egg will have to be in a C-section so that it can be removed safely and that you don't accidentally lose your other child. So there's a little drama with that. You are not going to lose your child. You are okay. You are okay. Trust me. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this, and if you would like to see more, comment below what you would like to see. I will do my best to do it, and I will do my best to stay on top of this now, and I hope that you all enjoyed this. Again, I just said that. Ugh. Now, Patreon outro. Patreon outro. Thank you, Gav, for being my first patron. You're wonderful, beautiful, stunning, gorgeous. Thank you, Gav. And thank you, Wicked Brony, for being my second patron. You are also beautiful, wonderful, stunning, gorgeous. Thank you, Wicked Brony. I hope that you all enjoyed. And stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Happy Pride Month and happy Father Day special week. Anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed, and stay sexy, all my sex muffins. Bye bye. Secret outro time. Secret outro time. Secret outro time. Secret outro. A baseball bat. Welcome back to the secret outro, and the secret outro question of the day is: how would you feel in this situation? I would be terrified and freaking out. I would be so worried. Anyways, tell me how you would feel, and stay sexy, all my sexy muffins. Bye bye.